Give me 5 minutes of your time, and I will share something about life, God, and the Bible. Vivek Murty is the present Surgeon General of the United States. He tells us that the most difficult health challenge right now is not heart disease or diabetes. Instead, it is loneliness. This is what Dr. Murty shares about his practice as a doctor. The elderly man who came to our hospital every few weeks seeking relief from chronic pain was also looking for human connection. He was lonely. The middle-aged woman battling advanced HIV who had no one to call to inform that she was sick, she was lonely too. I found that loneliness was often in the background of clinical illness, contributing to disease and making it harder for patients to cope and heal. Loneliness and weak social connections are associated with a reduction of lifespan similar to that caused by smoking 15 cigarettes a day, or even greater than that associated with obesity. But we haven't focused nearly as much effort on strengthening connections between people as we have on curbing tobacco use or obesity. Loneliness is also associated with a greater risk of cardiovascular disease, dementia, depression, and anxiety. If loneliness is a devastating disease, what is the cure? In the book of James in the Bible, James tells his readers to listen and listen well to the people in their lives. This is because a person who is lonely knows that she or he is not alone when someone walks beside them and listens well to them. This is what James says. James 1:19-20. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. The hospital can be a lonely place. However, Mary shares with us that God provides someone to listen to her while she is with her husband. He is recovering from open heart surgery. My husband was in the hospital recovering from emergency open heart surgery. I had spent several days sitting by his side, first keeping vigil, then keeping him company. One afternoon, desperately in need of respite, I drove to a nearby mall and wandered through the shops. When I went into my favorite clothing store, the clerk who helped me was new. We were strangers, but within minutes I was sharing my story. She listened intently and with great empathy. When I left the store, I felt better. Since then, I have often stopped by the store to say hello and visit for a few minutes. We live in a hurried world where listening with compassion and understanding is rare. James 1 verse 19 reminds us to be quick to listen and slow to anger. Listening well is a difficult discipline to cultivate, but it is worth the effort. In a noisy and distracted world, finding someone who cares enough to pause and acknowledge our feelings is priceless. Perhaps by becoming good listeners, we will encourage others to come back and hear what God says to them through us. Amen.